Alright, welcome back everybody to the Banner Saga episode 4. Either way, we're distracting the Dredge so the people of Skogr can escape. Alright, so I said I wanted to fucking try something this fight, right? Oh yeah, I want to fucking poke somebody with Spear Guy and make him bleed, and then use Shield Guy to bash him around. Iver. And Trig V? Yeah. Names are not my strong suit sometimes. I'm not really sure how to draw aggro yet. I feel like it's one of whoever attacks someone the most. Either way, I need to be more careful because I keep getting Alette killed in fights, and that's not something we want to happen. Sorry, not getting her killed, getting her wounded. He's just a flesh wound. Jokes, we're still just hitting armor. I guess the trick with archers is moving them just barely into range where they can shoot people, so that they're not too close, that the enemies will be able to get beside them and start smacking their face with their stupid little dredge hammers. Well, I was gonna try and use the spear skill, but I guess we're just gonna kill shit. That works though, you can smash people through other people to do some more bonus damage. In other news, I know I skipped uploading a video on Sunday. Yeah, I think it was Sunday. That's because I was helping my girlfriend move into a new apartment, and she doesn't have internet there yet, so that was, well, it wasn't bad. I had my PS Vita, so I was playing little Muramasa Rebirth, and then I decided I wanted to make a Let's Play of that at some point, so I'm gonna have to invest in a PS TV and an HD PVR and all that fun stuff, but it'll be totally worth it. In other news, the same guy that bought Risk of Rain now has Overwatch, so if anybody wants to see me try and make some Overwatch videos, I'll do that shit, I guess. I used to be really good at, what do you call those, multiplayer online battle arena games, MOBAs. I used to play a fuck ton of League of Legends, but as I've stated in other videos and in the past many times, I fucking hate cooperative versus play. Just because I'm a poor sport. But I also think it's kind of silly how all of these different companies like 2K and Blizzard are making more MOBAs. Like, there's already a bunch of MOBAs set in stone that people like to play, and you're pulling out a tired crowd. I don't think they're going to be able to draw that many people in. Like, it's going to start strong, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold people in their game. Like, League of Legends has had 5 years or more. I'm sure Dota and Team Fortress have had even longer to perfect their battle arena formula shit, so it's kind of like late to hop in the game on that one. I mean, unless their target audience is youngsters who haven't gotten into the MOBA scene yet. Either way, maybe they'll prove me wrong and everybody will love Overwatch forever and ever, all men, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that shit. Did the chieftain and the villagers leave yet, or are they going to leave? I really hope they've left already, because we fucking almost got rid of all these losers already. I'm sure there'll be, this isn't all of them, there's probably tons more around. There's just what they want me to fight because it's an acceptable number of bad guys. I would also like to point out that the reason I had an accent the entire time I was doing my last video is because I had been practicing accents for a while so that I could do some mediocre voice acting. And it kind of stuck, and once you start doing accents, it's really hard to get rid of them. So I kind of forgot what I was supposed to sound like and just went with it because, you know, fuck it. Victory has been claimed on this day, in the name of Skogr and the chieftain. I don't know what the chieftain's name is, but for him, we toast in his honor. You have no problem getting the Dredge to follow you. Things begin to look dicey, but you're eventually able to lose them in the thick woods, where they have difficulty keeping up. You climb to an overlook and wait for the caravan to appear. An hour later, Oddleaf is the first to spot them. There, she points to the road. As you rejoin them, you can tell there was trouble. A group has gathered at the rear of the caravan. Oddleaf walks beside a covered figure in the open wagon. "Old fool," she says through clenched teeth. "I should have stayed with him." The chieftain's death hits you like a blow to the gut. You continue on to Frostvellr in silence. Pausing to catch your breath, you glance backwards to see the caravan stretch out past the point of safety. They're spread out so far you're unable to see those bringing up the rear.
"We've got to pull them together,"
says Iver.
"It'd be dangerous to stop until at least the Godstone. The path should be just ahead."
Should we call an early stop, slow the pace, keep a steady pace, or rally? Yes, let's rally. You make your way to the rear and hoist a small child onto your shoulders. Fight for every step. Remember those who didn't make it, and push onwards. The clansmen see your effort, and they follow suit. And we are now approaching a giant rock. That must be the Godstone Iver was talking about. Super cool. Change of music.
Far enough for today, I think.
After a day of misery, men and women drop their meager possessions beneath the Godstone of Hridvaldyr. What are we doing? We just left our homes because suddenly there were Dredge.
Chieftain did what I suggested, and look what he got for it.
Look at these people. Somebody has to hold them together.
That's you, Rook.
How am I supposed to do that? What do we do if we run into more Dredge? But you're the Dredge killer around here. Yeah, what do we do if we run into more of these fuckers?
You mean when? I'll be honest with you, these men can't take on a Dredge by themselves. I expect we'll lose 2 for every slag we take down.
So we run?
Only if you want to lose women and children. We are going to have to fight, and there are going to be deaths.
Gods be damned, why is this happening?
Think of how I feel. I'm stuck nursing a bunch of weaklings.
You do care, I can tell.
Pfeh, men are a plague on the world, far worse than any Dredge as far as I can tell.
Chats like these are why we get along so well, Iver. You sleep poorly, the sun forever stuck to an eternal bright sky. Before the others rise, you find yourself staring over long, low hills covered in pine. The Godstone looms overhead, the massive eyes of Hridvaldyr looking the same direction as you. Should we inspect or move on? Now let's inspect this thing. The weathered stone doesn't see many visitors. Not much reason to travel so far east. When hunters come through, they sometimes stop to give offerings out of habit more than anything else now that the gods are dead. Hridvaldyr was the god of hunters and wild beasts, occasionally seen roaming the land as both man and wolf. He was always depicted in effigy with his terrible spear. You wonder what he'd think about his woods being full of Dredge now. Yeah, they're kind of not so great anymore, if I do say so myself. A young girl from the caravan approaches you.
"I made this for you,"
she says, handing you a crude necklace carved from a branch she must have found nearby.
"Thank you for saving me, Mama,"
she says before running back to her tent. Nice little girl. Back at your tent, you arouse Alette, who clings to your arm until she's completely awake. Bad dreams. Eventually the camp is broken down and it's time to move on to Frostvellr. It seems like an end more than a start. Back on the road. Panning out so we can see all of the beautiful trees and mountains. The caravan halts when a group of men appear on the trail, weapons at their feet. We've seen the Dredge in your wake, one says. We don't wish to meet them alone. If you let us join you, we'll show you a watering hole with enough animals to fill those supply wagons. An inherent fear of strangers rises from the caravan. What are you blokes doing out here alone? We're hunting here for food when the Dredge found our village, says the man. When we returned, he looked away, unable to finish. Well, let's let him come. If you'll be no trouble, come along, you say. The men cautiously join your ranks and prove trustworthy. The hidden watering hole nearby is teeming with animals, and soon your supplies are refilled. Oh yeah, 18 supplies. We got lots of stuff. During a rest, one of the men gets too drunk and ends up splashing meat in a warrior's face. A brawl erupts. Many thrown fists and a broken bone later, the instigator, Hridvaldyr, is tossed on the ground at your feet. Angry clansman looking for satisfaction. His personable defense is little more than drooling mumbles. Should we coerce? Yeah, let's coerce. Grabbing Hridvaldyr's neck, you force him to look at the crowd. Apologize for this mess, you demand. The man babbles until you squeeze harder. Sorry, he yells repeatedly, even after you let him go. Folks shake their heads, but leave this man alone. Damn it, morale has become poor. I guess I coerced a little too rough, huh? The caravan is visibly relieved to find a small village on the way to Frostvellr, with beds and fresh supplies. The locals here are shocked by the news you bring and discuss it amongst themselves while you set up nearby. Alright, so we're halfway between Skogr and Frostvellr over here. And let's take a look at where our other guys were. Heading to Grofheim over there, so they should be... Ah, there's Vedderfell. They should be just past here, or still in Vedderfell? I'm not sure. Trig V, guess I'd better thank you for helping us out back there. Trig V turns his head, eyes wide as though something was stalking him. Nice beard, Rook, but that's not why I'm here. Oh, okay. Why are you here then? Fat clansmen. What? They eat and eat. They don't know how to kill a thing, Rook. He rolls the R in Rook gratuitously while holding out his spear for you to inspect. Look at this thing. They grow on trees. You can make them. You can make this from a tree. My advice? Show them how to stick some pigs, or stick a rabbit, a bird. You can stick almost anything. Think carefully about how to respond to that. Have you always been this way? Yeah, have you always been this way, Trig V? Have you always been Trig V? Dumb question, Rook. Look, I hear what they say behind my back. Trig V's handsome, Trig V's brave. But you're the right man for this job. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Any more helpful advice? What do you got for us? Glad you finally asked. Don't trust a man just because they have faces and use their mouths. A man will look you right through his helmet and lie. Should I trust you then, Trig V? Come on, Rook. Am I wearing a helmet? He's got a point there. He's not wearing a helmet. I get it. We all got things to do. Me? I was about to go swimming. At least you're keeping clean. Nobody comes looking for you in a pool of water, you know. Don't let me waste too much time there, eh? We'll come get you before we leave. Only if you keep your eyes open, Rook. You can't help but hope there was nothing sinister about that last comment. Yeah. Alright, that's enough Banner Saga for today. I'll see you all another time with some more of this great story and beautiful artwork.